Maharaja, help me. Yes, sir. Planet Quick. It's named as Planet Mahara. So, yeah. Can you please share your screen? Yeah, just keep sharing this page only. Can you go up to the top? I'll explain. I'll briefly explain what we have written, what we have written on this page, and what the project is about, like the target market or how we plan to market it further down the line if it works. So basically, like Abhay said, the name is Planet Quick. So our basic problem was to make the first phase of project planning easier, and schedule stuff like scheduling and other things a lot easier, and helping in the execution of that particular project. So what we thought of a solution, of a potential solution, was that we should make a platform, an AI based platform that generates a specific plan for a specific person based on their based on the input or the questions the artificial intelligence asks. That would be our basic solution. So moving on to the next heading. What what are the main sections, or what are the main pages, or what are that we are going to build for the application? The first one would be the landing page. That would be all for the summary and the explanation of the project. Second would be the web app itself. That is the project only. Third would be the marketing page. That this would mainly focus upon the social media marketing aspect of the project. And lastly, we are planning to promote our project through lead generators. So we are planning to build. We haven't thought about an idea for a lead generator. So however, we are planning to build a lead generator. And lastly, about yeah. Hmm. Okay. Yes, sir. So I've watched a couple of videos around project planning. One that I've pinned in the Notion file as well. So from what I understood from all the video, or what I got from all the specific videos, that a project have has briefly four stages for specifically project planning, right? That is the initiation, planning, execution, and closing of the specific project. What our application solves is the initiation and planning part, right? And little bit of help in execution also. So, moving on further with the initiation and planning part of the project, what we plan to do is we are planning to follow this specific steps or specific framework to build a project. And you know we are planning that our AI asks specific question to get a data for these for following the specific steps. So Abhay, can you please define these steps further? Yeah, our AI just need an, yeah, I just need a basic idea for all these variables, right? So for the third step would be the planning stage. We are planning to take the input for the budget of the project, if it has any budget, considering it is should, we are planning to target personal projects for the time being. The second would be how your schedule looks like. What are the timelines you're planning to work at? What are the time frames of your day that you are planning to dedicate to your specific projects? And we are going to, as an output, we are going to generate the specific milestones or the important tasks that need to be completed to execute the planning stage, uh, and execute the planning stage properly. And third would be the risk management plan. If we go, for example, if we go outside a schedule, right? If we have an emergency, what can we do then? This is also a main part for for the planning stage, considering uh, life can be confusing sometimes. So lastly would be the critical part. We are planning to generate, further down the line, we are planning to generate a basic flowchart of how your tasks are going to be written, right? The flowchart will contain all the dependencies for each task. For example, let's say that we have three tasks, and the third task need to be completed to proceed with the second task. So the flowchart or the critical path will contain all of these variables and basic discrete steps. Yeah, I say we start with some of the projects we did previous. Uh, so the first question we would be asking would be, What is your project? What are you planning to do? And what is the goal for your project? What are you planning to achieve by completing the specific project? No, not the game plan. That would be wrong. What is your project? Just give a one liner for the project. What are you trying to build? What are you trying to do? Right. For example, I'm trying to run a marketing campaign for my company, right? Or I'm trying to build a application for my company. Let's focus on the dev side first. Let's say we are building a banking application for our personal firms to to easily transfer the salaries for our employees. Let's just assume banking app for our company. To this would be the answer for the first question. For the goals for the project, we'll ask a separate question. Yeah. So, uh, the second question would be, what are you trying to achieve? Assuming that you have completed your project, what is the best outcome that you are expecting? Right. What is the best outcome you are expecting? So, any suggestions for this, Aishi or Abhay? Any One thing I told was easier money transfer for salaries of our employees. Salaries of our employees, money transfer, right? If the system is in the company, yeah. This is just as yeah. I think let's just stick with this for the sake of the example. I don't think there's much value in in the case we have thought of. This is Yeah, it's not a good example. I think it does not make any sense. Any suggestions? Jason Stanton, what is happening here? We are planning our first project for our startup. We are planning to build application for project planning, for helping in project personal project planning specifically. So yeah, we are planning prompt structure and everything we need to do in order to complete our project. Yeah. Any suggestions? Yeah. The user is thinking to make a post. Do you all know anything about deployment? Yes, we know about something about deployment. We have deployed many apps in the past. Cool. Something with Azure AI Vision. Have you heard of Azure AI Vision? I'm not sure that I've heard of it. Not. Let me just check. What is it? Azure AI Vision. Excel computer vision development, unlock insights and image, video, content, OCR. Azure AI Vision is undefined service that offers innovative computer vision capabilities, the ability to analyze images. No, I would not relate our project to Azure AI Vision. AI super. Yeah. Like, yeah. Saving costs for the designer for not having a designer. A designer. Yeah. Saving lots of time by not having a designer. Saving saving the hassle to give the input of each and every person to the designer and waiting for the design. Less stress. Less stress is just put in. I think we should, after asking this question, we should ask follow-up question for any specific goals or values the person is expecting. Like, let's say if the user said, "I want to earn this amount of money," I think it does because for a complete project, you need to have a vision. Not as a motivation, but you can say as a, you know, something as you can say motivation, right? I was thinking of something. Yeah, but I think it's really important for a project plan to have the vision of what is the best. Yeah. So we have asked what they are doing, what outcome are they expecting. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So what? So for the second question about the values, we are going to, after this B question, we are going to ask follow-up questions about the scope of the project. For like poster maker, we could say that do you plan to expand this app into anything further down the future, or do you plan to sell this application to any other of your sibling or related companies? Yeah. Uh, mhm. Second list is choosing and choose, and the user has to choose from the list. Yeah, I think this should be a good idea. But also, too many options can confuse the user. And what about if he chose everything? Yeah, we could work with that. What is the best outcome? Are we expecting what to include and what not to include? So the first idea was to give options, or we could just ask follow-up question for each feature. But yeah, I think we should build an MVP first to test out if it's even worth it to further improve the project down the line. I don't think that would be a good idea for the user. Building the MVP for the project plan, I don't think that would work well with the user. Any suggestions, Aishi, what to include and what not to include? How should we ask? How should we be clear of what the user wants to include and what the user does not want to include?
I think first we can ask that why are they creating it, and then we can ask what features they want to include. Like,
Hmm. I just ask ChatGPT about this. Okay. So, let me. Let me just give ChatGPT the context of what we are doing. We are building a project planning application. We are planning AI that is AI based, and we are currently in the process of figuring out the process of figuring out how to get the input from the user regarding their goals and scope of the project. Our idea was to simply ask for the main features and then provide them provide them with additional list of features that the AI recommends. है ना? So can you please suggest me some more ways we can ask for the input? Okay. Okay. It is saying this. Let me just take over. Guided question. General project information, project objective, a questionnaire type. Okay. Feature provide a list of potential feature and ask a Okay, prioritization is a good idea. It is a good idea. Prioritization of the list. Right? I think instead of yeah, instead of choosing a specific feature, instead of choosing a specific option, we are just making the user prioritize within the list, right? What do they want the most from the list? I think where can I find all these docs? I'll try to follow along. These Notion docs are in our private Notion accounts, so they are. You can share it later on the line when we are further building the project. So let me read the other options. Scenario based. I think we can think about publishing. Scenario based input. Describe common scenarios and ask user how their project handle them. Scenario based questionnaire could be a good idea. It's not bad, I think. Our, our no, our main objective is to plan it better than what they have already planned, right? Our main objective is not to save time in this moment, but to save time in further down the line for the project, right? Feature prioritization is a good idea.
And
Scenario based question. Hmm? Pain points
pain
and
points
challenges.
and challenge.
Okay, pain points and challenges also is necessary to get the goals and the feature of the project. Functional versus non-functional.
Necessary functions.
Necessary function. We so from ChatGPT's input, what I think should be the best approach is to first get the brief idea for the project they have in mind, for the details of the project they have in mind, and then we can suggest a list to them, right? Or we can ask more question based on scenarios and pain points. Combine all these. But it's also important to get the pain points the person is trying to solve. I think that should be a better solution for the first question. What are you trying to do? Asking the pain point for the project should be a
नहीं.
good idea to answer that question, I think.
In the first question, we will tell about the project, what we are doing, and then ask
In the second question, I'm sorry. Yeah, in the second
why you
question,
want to make it.
I got confused. In the second question, I'm thinking about asking about the pain points and everything that they are basically trying to. Yeah, what problems are you trying to solve? That would be a better question instead of, what is the best outcome you're expecting. We could say what are the biggest problem that you are trying to solve with this project. They have a problem. They have a problem. They want to expand their portfolio. They are solving a problem regarding their skill. They are trying to improve their skills. There's always a problem if you're planning a project. Yeah. I think we are going to make this Notion doc public and the other one where we listed the timeline for the project. I think if the viewers want to, follow along with our project, we're going to share the link for the Notion in this end of the stream, at the end of the stream, right? Uh, Yeah, I want to update the latest posters, or you can say I want a feature to, let the user make their own posters, more unique posters, like Canva or something. I want the user to make their own specific posters. Yeah. Why not a solution that takes all current assets of a company and help them? Yeah, the similar asset. Help make similar asset. Actually, we are not currently trying to target B2B businesses. With this, currently we are targeting people with their personal projects. But this example, you could say for this example, it is a good idea. For this example, yeah, yeah. I think if you think about the question, it is a really good question to ask for the user. Have you ever built anything like this before? I think that would provide a better understanding. Hmm. I think we should. Everything we are writing in these plan cases, everything should be included in the MVP. Yeah. Well, prioritization. Yeah. The questions.
To
Mm,
customize poster. Hmm.
mm, I want. I think second point should be the main. I want my employees to have all their previous. No.
Customize posters
I want the
or
employee to, the number one point should be the most important one. I want the employees to generate their posters on their own. Yeah. Customize. I want to update the application. Third one should be, uh, and the second one should be the least important. Yeah. Hmm. Yes, sir. So, what should on goals? We know the scope. I think the feature should be the deliverables. I think the feature should act.
the features are the delivery.
I think we should not take. Should we take the deliverables as an input from the user? I think we should. The AI model should suggest these should be the deliverables and
Uh,
to achieve the project based on the input.
but knowing why they will use this.
No, deliverable are sub goals in order to achieve the you know the our main goal. Those are basic. Because in the video, was taking making a house as an example for the planning, and in that example, she stated that the rooms that are being made inside the house are deliverables.
Hmm.
Yeah, per MVP. Yeah, basic version of the project with all the basic version means the basic features, right? So for the deliverables, we should suggest these should be the basic features to meet your requirements. General requirement, what type of posters? So what do you plan to do for the delivery? Yep. And we can generate a list for for the deliverables and put them in a tabular manner. So I get it. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, for the project, which contains these specific features like authentication and everything else. Yeah. Success criteria. I think we automatically get the success criteria from the goals question. Success criteria is when we know we have completed the project, right? There should be an end to the specific project. So I think after achieving, after making the app, that is a success criteria. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, it's not that important. Yeah. Now for the resources. Yeah. How do you plan to build it? Yeah. Based on the input the person has provided, you want to ask the specific yeah, how many people and how what and any specific question related to the project. What programming languages do you know? Do you know anything about the back end of it? Yeah. What do you need to learn? We can suggest you can do these courses or anything else. I think it is an important section, so it should have multiple questions. What about you, Aishi? What do you suggest?
Multiple questions.
Okay. Yeah, let's get the main general things. For how much time, how much money, and how many people are working with you, and how much do you know in order to build the project? Yeah, yeah. I think it's pretty good for our first project. How much money you can? How much budget you have for this project? Uh, what are the time frames you're planning to work on the day, or you're planning to give in the day for this project? Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Hmm. So we will already tell them na, that we are going to ask you 5 questions in this particular
We can
section, so
specify.
that
Yeah, we
they
can
will know
specify the
that
number of
only
questions.
5 questions are to be asked. And
I think that is a good idea to enhance the user experience in a psychological way. Because yeah,
hmm.
or we can also use visual cues to ask some questions, right? Anything visually would be important. Yeah. Yeah, for the MVP, I think we should focus on text-based questions, not anything fancy. Yeah.
Yes.
No, we have to ask the
Maybe
starting
we have.
thing.
Yeah.
It is important for the planning. We have to ask everything about the person.
I think this question is, it is confusing. मतलब कि दिन का टाइम बताना है या फिर टोटल टाइम फ्रेम.
Total. No.
No,
No, I
first ask
I don't
the
think.
total time frame and
Yeah.
then ask
What
how
is
much
the
you want to
deadline for the?
dedicate per day.
And also, I don't think about it. I don't think it is necessary to ask for the time frames of the day, because we are not generating a plan that is specific to every day. Yeah, we are going to be generating tasks that have a specific deadline, right? We're not going to do, we're not going to plan anything like that. You have to start this task on this day, and you have to complete this task by this time of the day. That would be that would yeah, that would like babysitting, bro. It's not a good idea to follow that.
Maybe just the hours. We can know the hours now. Let's say like 5 hours you want to work. So we will generate the
Yeah,
plan according to it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Hmm.
And what is the deadline for the project? That is also important. And if our AI model does not think it is possible to achieve the project in the specific deadline by the hours they are dedicating per week, we can suggest that you should increase your work in order to achieve the project. Yeah, you do not have enough time. Yeah, yeah. No. What about the knowledge? Can you build the? What do you know about? Yeah. Uh, let's say
30.
our deadline is in 2 months. Okay. Let's say our deadline is in 2 months, and so around around 30 to 35 hours should be. Yeah. Yeah. Ten hours
10 hours
a
is so
week.
less. 30
you
hours.
you're only
At
working 1 hour
least
per day.
30,
What the fuck are you doing?
20, 30 hours.
Yeah, I think 20 to 25 hours is necessary to complete a project like this. 10 dollars.
What if someone says he doesn't have any budget? Then
We are going to suggest free technology to in order to build the project like Firebase and everything. If they have budget, we are going to suggest paid technology that is better than the free one, obviously. Yeah. We have made several projects with $0, so it's not impossible. Okay. This is an ambiguous question. What do you know so far for to build your project? This should be specific to the project. For example, for this poster maker, you could say what do you know in front end, or what do you know about saving data, or anything like that, or anything the AI thinks is needed to achieve.
or we can ask, have you built any project like this
Hmm?
before? Like, have you built any project like this before?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think we have asked the same. I think we have asked the question, right? Or we haven't. We can ask, like Aishi said, we can also ask about your previous experience in a project like these. So we can infer what we expect they know. Yeah, yeah. God damn. भाई ज़्यादा टाइम हो गया, 1 घंटा होने वाला है, जल्दी करो, नींद आ रही है मुझे। Yeah. What do you know so far to build the project? About the yeah, I know next everything else about front end, and I know a lot about Firebase. That's it. Mute your mic. Okay. Mm, um, let's say excluding any. Yeah, let's say he knows some basics of Firebase, and he knows, and his co-founder knows basics of designing and Figma. That
Maybe
would
illustrations or whatever.
anything else.
Yes.
And based on the input, AI suggests what do they need to learn, if they need to learn something, right? That you need to um, have the basics of cloud functions down in Firebase, or you need for better project management or performance, you need to have Next.js. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We know about the budget. We know the about the schedule, the deadlines, and the milestones. We do not have the risk management plan yet. I think AI will generate everything about that. Critical paths, we are not planning to generate in the MVP, so let's leave that. About time estimation, we have asked for the deadline, so I think AI should give a proper answer for every task that need to be completed in a specific period of time. Yeah, yeah. And now we have to make a prompt so that AI can execute this algorithm by itself. And so, mhm. I think we should do this tomorrow. I think we are going to stream tomorrow as well for this part. So I think good work this stream. Uh, so we've discussed a lot in this. So from for your personal work, I think we are expecting you to create two more examples for this, so we can feed the AI and have an idea of the prompt we're trying to give to the AI. So that is our personal work from home, and also an idea. Yeah, home task to get two more examples for this. and everyone generate a prompt for this too. All three of us. Go. Okay. That's cool.
Hmm.
Sir. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah. This is tomorrow at similar times. Right.